Good morning, guys, and welcome to another edition of Saturday Mornings with Small Kids. We're along the canal here, and hot and humid, beautiful day, and we're going to try our lucks for stripers, and we're going to also run a few crab pots and try our luck with the crabbin, because I know they're stealing my bait. Stick around and see how we do. Trail boss, let you know. Alright, so we're just about set up here. This morning, besides fishing for stripers, we're gonna try a little crabbing, and this morning I'm using a star trap, it's called. There are many different variations, and couldn't find any chicken necks, which is the cheapest cut, but I'm using chicken legs, which is standard crab bait anywhere. And how these work, for people that don't know, they're pretty simple. In that star configuration, when it sits on the bottom, it stays open, and you tie your bait to the trap so they can't get away with the bait. The crabs will all maul that bait and try to get at it, and that's a rock just for the weight, just like in Mac the Knife. The cement is there for the weight there. But so when the crabs get in there and then I pull up, it closes, and then I lift them up. See how elegantly simple that is? It's pretty fun. It's like Christmas every day. See how it opens up in the bottom? It hits the bottom and it opens up, and they access it, and then you pull up on it and you got your crabs. Pull them up, and we're going for the blue claw Atlantic crab this morning, and I know there's crabs in here. It's been a while since I done it, but I just had an urge because I got a taste for the crab, you know, for making crab dip. So we'll see what happens. Trail boss, as usual, let you know. Oh. All right, we got everything all set up here. The chunks on the bottom, and I got the crab pot out there, and I'll give you today's conditions that I'm fishing in. First off, I'd like to say, give a shout out to Angelo Padilla. Last week while filming Saturday Morning Outdoors, I pulled up a pod. It was like a black, about half the size of a cigarette case. They have 4 antennae on the side of it, strangely enough, and I thought it was a seaweed pod. So I asked, you know, our viewers if they had any clue what it is. I saw them once or twice over the years of being out here. I thought they're always seaweed related, but Mr. Angelo Padilla says, and he's absolutely right. I checked it up. I did research on it. Thanks, dude. I love learning stuff about this, about being in the ocean, anything, and it's fascinating to me. And he nailed it. It was a stingray egg case, an egg case that the stingrays hatch out of. And what I mean to say is, I guess the mother lays these pods with the embryo inside it, and it just drifts along, and then according to what I've read online about them, the stingray, when the little baby stingray gets old enough, it swims out of an opening in the top of the pouch, but it's rectangular, about that big, and it's got little antennae on each side of it, strangely enough. And I guess when a lot of guys that have been around the ocean a lot see it, they'll say, I know I've seen those before, but they don't know really what it is, you know. And now we know what it is, thanks to Angelo. Thanks, dude. That's cool. I guess they call them, a slang for them is a mermaid's purse, because they look like a little purse, a little pouch, but it's a charming name for it. But anyway, always interested in stuff like that. So today the wind's kind of howling out of the south, usual this time of year. It's about 18 to 20 knots. Barometric pressure's on the rise at 30.01. It's mostly sunny and hot and humid, and the tide just turned to the west. It's going that way. It was just slack, and it just turned to the west about an hour ago, and we're giving it a swing. See what we can pull up out of the beautiful Cape Cod Canal. A lot of boat traffic today. I hope that changes, but it is what it is. It's the middle of summer, and it's the daytime, so I'm giving it my best shot, and let you guys know what happens, of course. Once again, thanks, Angelo. I appreciate it. That's cool. Very, very interesting. Thanks. Real ball. And I'd like to relate to you guys a little story. It's quite interesting, I think. It's related to that information on the mermaid's purse there, the stingray's egg case. And just being around the ocean in general, it's an absolutely fascinating place. And I don't care how many years or decades you've been doing this, you're always learning something. And what I wanted to say was question everything that you hear about it. Like, for instance, what I mean, this came to mind just thinking about this stuff is I was stripah fishing, and I hooked a nice sand shark a few years ago, a good fight, and pulling it in. It was a big one. It was like at least 3 feet long. So I was posing for a picture, trying to take a picture of myself with the fish, you know. And I had it by the tail, and I was holding it by the tail, and it was really being aggressive, reaching up and trying to bite my hand. And I'm thinking, geez, I'm gonna let you go. You don't know that, but I know it's an instinct that you just want to get away and all that. But it was really reaching up high, aggressively trying to bite me. And then, two things. I wanted to eat. I wanted to try it. I never tried sand shark before. And everyone says don't eat sand shark and other species of fish because of this or that. They claim sand shark urinates through its skin, so there's a urea taste to it. It's a bad taste. So I'm going to kill this fish, first of all, because it was being aggressive. And I always wanted to try it, but it almost bit me. So anyway, I put it down, and I got the knife out, and I put it humanely. You know, I killed it, you know, spiked it. And it had a really fat belly, and I was just really curious to what it was eating. So I sliced open the belly, and it was like a science fiction horror show / I couldn't believe my eyes what I saw. About 6 baby live sharks came out of there. And but before this point, I had no idea most sharks give live birth. And there was 6 perfect little baby, probably 6, 7 inches long sand sharks in there. And then it dawned on me, that's why that shark was being so aggressive. One, it was angry it was caught and pulled out by a human, but it was probably also in defensive mode because it was just about to give birth, you know, to these sharks. So on one hand, I felt bad, but I'm going to eat this thing anyway. But on the other hand, being the frugal, non-waste kind of guy I was, I baited one up. They're live. These are live, you know, they're little sand sharks about that big. So I baited one up and threw it out, but it didn't last long. They only barely lasted 5 minutes because they weren't even born yet. They were live and wriggling, but anyway, the bottom line, there's more to this, but the bottom line, what I wanted to say is so much to learn. It's just so surprisingly, and you got to just try new things out here when you see, question everything and try to figure out what it was. So anyway, I filleted out the shark and I tried it. It was freaking good. It was delicious, actually. I wouldn't put it up there with cod or halibut or flounder, but it's totally edible. I found personally, and I've had it many times, no foul taste to it at all. I didn't give it any kind of treatment or anything. And in England, from what I hear, when you order fish and chips, that's what they serve you, is sand shark. So try everything, even question everything, you know, that you've heard through folklore or through other fishermen talking. And I'll tell you, I wouldn't hesitate to eat a sand shark again. They're pretty good. I don't prefer them, but there's nothing wrong with that meat at all. Firm, and it's not sweet, but it's not bland, and it was pretty tasty. No off taste at all. But that's what I wanted to relate to you. Try stuff out, and you know, don't take people's word for what's going on. We'll let you know. Trail bus. Wee-oo. Angelo and Nunzio are out for a daytime trip. Look at that beauty, man. It's amazing, beautiful stuff. So in relation to what I was saying before about questioning everything, same with the I've heard oh, skate's awful, you can't eat skate. So I wanted to try it, and I was disrespecting it too. And I was fishing with a gentleman who was Portuguese, and he said, oh no, it's very good to eat, and he showed me how to prepare it. So with skate, you cut off the wings and you have to peel the skin off. It just doesn't want to give up the skin, and you got to get pliers and pull it off. It's quite a job, but you get it off. And then don't think you're going to get a bunch of meat off it. There's a bunch of meat there, but there's cartilaginous bones that go through it. They're just very gristly, and about every inch or two through it, so you can't get the meat out. So I figured I'd fry the whole thing up. So I just got some butter, heated up the pan, and fried the whole thing up. And with a spoon, when it's cooked, it smells absolutely delicious. You know what it smells like? Just like scallops, delicious sweet scallops. And a wing probably 1.5 times the width of my hand, about 12 inches or so. You might get a half a cup of meat. So it's a lot of work to get to, but it's really sweet and very tender meat. You scrape it off with a spoon, and I enjoy it. Whether I eat it again, I don't think so, because it's a lot of work to prepare it. Not that it's not tasty, but question everything. There's really a lot of, now what's in vogue, you've heard sea robins. That's the big thing now. Before, we wouldn't even think of eating those ugly looking things, and other critters that come out of the sea. So question everything, you know, try everything. Just because they say this or that about something, you know, you learn a lot by just trying stuff out yourself, you know, and finding out which is fact and which is fiction, you know. But let you know. Good afternoon. My name is Anthony, and this is Nunzio. You have been delinquent on your payments, therefore let me see your thumbs. And by the way, Fat Tony says hi. Yeah. Yep. Feels like a Stripah too.
What do you use for bait anyway?
Right now, today, I'm using mackerel shell.
Yep.
I don't know, now it's feeling small. It might be a bit stripe or a schoolie.
Yeah.
Could be a black sea bass. Oh, it's probably a striper, I don't know. Small one though, this ain't big.
Yeah.
Generally, I find in these slack tides, you get a lot of black sea bass. Oh, nice. Black sea bass and scump.
Yep.
And other species than stripers. But when the current starts picking up, it seems like this is a striper, I'm pretty sure. When the current starts picking up, the stripers, again, the stripers love the current.
Yeah.
Blow up the end game.
Nice fish.
We got to be in a slot though. This is not a slot fish. It's got to be
28. He looks close.
No.
No?
He's got to be between 28 and 36.
Yeah.
He's a shorty.
He's got to be what, 26?
Well, gotta measure him, but
He's decent. That's probably the hardest part, right?
no, this is the funnest part. Well, the funnest part is the strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying the hardest part is just landing them in this, you know, on these rocks and stuff.
Not at all. You
No?
get it
Yeah.
after a while. So 8, 16, 24, about 25 inches.
Yeah.
That's 8 inches. My portable ruler. And there it is. I'm going to release this guy. It's a specialized reel. It's fully sealed. It's used for skishing. Fishing, you can totally submerge.
Oh yeah, exactly. The guys that are
but
in
it's carefree and it will last a lifetime.
Yeah. So what was your go-to reel before that?
I have so many. It's 10.
Yeah.
Live liner, but now with the circle hooks, you don't need the live liners. They kind of made with circle hooks. You don't have to set the hook.
Oh really?
Yeah. You just the fish swims away,
and that's
it hooks them in the side of the mouth. Whereas the J hooks, everyone was gutting them, fishing them, gut hooking them, and so with that, it kind of makes the live liners obsolete.
Yeah.
But you can still obviously use them as a functional, normal reel.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Feels like a cookie cutter, like the same size.
Yeah.
This is how it comes.
You can see that.
Get doubles. You can you can come here and fish for a day and almost get a few fish, and then come here and in the first 15-20 minutes get 10 fish. You know.
Yeah, it's the same thing on the bay. I fly fish a lot, and sometimes, like literally, sometimes it's first cast.
Yeah.
He's a little smaller.
Yeah. But it's a striper.
He's a nice fish.
The power of these guys, and it's stunning.
Oh
and
yeah.
That's what keeps me coming back.
Yeah.
And they're beautiful fish, and they're good eating.
And they're hell of a good to eat. Exactly.
Yeah. And I really over.
Oh yeah, he's about the same size.
Yeah, they're cookie cutters. That's how they travel. In
the
same size schools for the most part.
I think my dog likes them more than me.
Most dogs do.
Oh God, she loves fish.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, right. Just want to grab one or two photos again.
Yeah.
Would it be possible if you could? Maybe stay there.
Do you want to go kiss the fish? Can you kiss the fish?
I got it, I think.
Yeah.
These are for tournaments. You have to verify them, and you have to show photos of it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It's because we're not killing them and you're letting them go.
Yeah. Exactly.
You can lie and say you caught 30 of them, and then, but you need the proof, and these are time, date stamped. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's a very humane way to do it.
So when do you go to your top water stuff? When you start seeing them breaking on top?
See them,
yeah.
But this is unusual for them to. That one's a little conservative.
Yep.
This is unusual for. Usually slack, it sucks for stripers.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, for me here in the canal.
Yeah.
Yeah, when that current picks up, that's when they freaking go off.
Yeah.
But I'll just take them, you know.
Yep.
Yeah. It's fun as hell.
Absolutely. Yeah, we love it. All right, I got to get moseying.
Thank you for your help, man. I appreciate it. It's fun. Get your gear and come on. You know, that's what it is.
I'm heading down. Now, where are you from?
Originally from Bridgewater.
Okay.
I have a few acres out there. Yeah, and I'm down here every weekend.
Okay. Yeah, I'm from the Hartford area, so I don't get down that much, but I go to Dennis.
Oh,
so
nice.
It's kind of, once I get there, I don't really want to come back here, but the fishing's probably worth it.
I'm here, it's 25 minutes away from me, so
yeah,
it's pretty easy for me to get here, and I've been doing it for a long time.
Is this your spot?
No, I fish all up and down here, you know.
Does it matter?
It depends. It's a strategy.
Yeah.
At this time of year, with the migration on, I'll be totally honest with you. With the very bottom line is it's really easy to catch. If you're here and you present the bait or lure, they're freaking voracious. They just whack.
Exactly.
You know, there's no. It's stunning how, you know, it's not hard at all. You just got to be in the right area at the right time and presentation.
Yeah.
You have to have the right gear. This is heavy gear. When that current's cranking during these migrations, you have a legitimate shot of getting 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80-pound fish, and you've got to fight that current. So that's why you need this heavy stuff.
So what line you know? What grade is that?
40 pound test.
Yep.
It's 50 pound backing.
Yep.
40 pound test, 30 pound leader. And
Yep.
the reason is, when you get snags, you want the leader to break before the money breaks, right? So that's the strategy. Most guys use that.
Yeah, yeah.
And that goes anywhere, fresh saltwater, you know.
Yeah.
So I use 40 pound and then 30 pound on the leader.
Yep.
I tie line to line with Alberto knot, and I use the fisherman's knot to attach the other.
Yep.
That's a fisherman's knot, that's a fisherman's knot. The Alberto knot's at the top of the leader. And the reason is, you can just attach a swivel there,
Yeah.
but you keep jamming the swivel up there and you're going to bust the tip top.
Exactly.
Yeah, so a good Alberto knot or other knots that join the...
Yeah, I use like that, the double surgeons?
Oh yeah.
That's a good one,
But
yeah.
I like the Alberto because you can tie it in the dark. It's easy to...
I'll have to look that up. Alberta.
And, yeah, it's easy to learn. You can tie it in the dark, and it's like, it's up in the 90s for strength.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really strong.
Yeah,
so, you know, it's an incredible knot. And so it takes a little time to learn those line-to-line knots. It takes 15 minutes, but it'll last you the rest of your life.
Exactly.
So people are lazy. They look, oh, that looks complicated. But just freaking, you want to fish it, don't you? You know?
And you put it on YouTube, and they make it so easy.
Well, that's because they've done it 1,000 times, and you've never done it usually.
Yeah.
But if you look at it and break it down and just practice it, get 2 ropes. That's how I do it. When
exactly.
I have the knots that I need. Alberto to join, improve clinch, or the fisherman's knot for the other knots. That's all I really use.
Yeah.
And I don't never have I had my knots fail.
Yeah.
You got to pay attention too.
Yeah,
You know,
you
you have to pay
do.
them right.
Yeah.
Play them, you know, make them right. And I lost the bait.
lost it.
You get 2 rambunctious because you want to put it out there.
Yeah.
But it's not rocket. You know, I mean, once you get the basics down here, it's relatively easy with bait.
Yeah.
You know, and then you match whatever's going on. If you see them breaking on top, go with top water, pencils, any kind of poppers, anything that'll make a commotion on top. And if you think they're in the middle of the column, go with the swim baits. Go with the magic baits and the anything that's resembling the herring or the mackerel or whatever's running that you want to match.
Yeah.
And then on the bottom, I like the bait. But if you want to use lures on the bottom, it's jigging, you know, jigs. And
Yeah.
it gets in you, man.
It does.
And there's nothing better in the world to me.
I agree.
You know, I mean, it's good, clean fun, and it's good eating, and you know, I even like when I get home caring for the gear and tying up the new.
Exactly.
I get into that. You know,
It's
it's relaxing as hell, and it's strategy. And the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Exactly.
Yeah. See if I can keep the bait on this time. Your adrenaline gets going, and you just want to get it out
I know.
there.
Get it out there.
Yeah.
Well, I read sometimes in the different blogs, they talk about, you know, there's always stuff on the canal, and you always read about like how crowded it gets, and they talk about fights. And
that's because the young kids get on here with their technology, and they'll live video them catching,
Yeah.
and they get on the cell phone, and all their friends come down immediately, and it sucks. I mean, just get down here and fish. They're ruining it, and that's when it gets elbow to elbow. Then a lot of these kids don't know the protocol of the canal, because this is a world-class spot. And when it gets elbow to elbow, there's only so much room. So you have to learn the protocol. It's respect.
Well, what's ideal? Like, if I came back here, where would be the most appropriate? How far away from you?
What kind of fishing are you doing? If you're doing bait fishing, you've got to find a spot open, wide open, because you're going to be, even if you're here first claiming it like I am, but I have the rights now for this area, but I wouldn't dare do this if it was elbow to elbow. I wouldn't dare use bait, because my line's going to go that way, 75 yards, and that way. You can do this during elbow to elbow, but find a hole that there's nobody. It's respect. Because all it's going to cause is fights. You're going to tangle. He's going to tell you cut it out, and you're going to, it's bravado shit, and you don't need that. I'm here to relax. So I just go away from people, and if I'm bait fishing, and find a spot to open up. If you're lure fishing, if you're bait fishing, 75 yards on either side.
So just be on that telephone pole, something like that.
Yeah, that would be absolutely appropriate.
Yeah.
And then other people come down and they're thinking they're going to drop in there. You just say, hey, dude, my lines are right there. Please don't, And then I tell them once, and after that, if they continue on, then I use the McGilla Gorilla voice, and that's it. But and then lure fishing, you can get a lot closer. But I don't. There's 7 miles long. You don't have to do that. See, that was a school that went by. See, you notice I'm not getting hits now? So they're just cruising. There's, I think it's rain bait that's in there. Little tiny. Little tiny bit. But if you're lure fishing, then you can, if it's elbow to elbow, just, use your common sense, and they'll let you know if you're too close. But I don't want to be close.
No, exactly.
I want to, and the other worst infraction I see is I'm on fish. Now, if kids are riding by, they would just descend on me. That's called mugging. We don't. And that's huge fights. It's like, dude, there's no one for 6 miles that way. If you want to fish the fish that I'm on, at least try to anticipate where they're going to be. And then go down, but don't jump in here like this. The Chinese do that a lot. The Chinese guys. Well, they don't. It's just how it is. So
they just want to catch fish, right? That's it.
But there's respect.
Exactly.
I want to have fun. I don't want to tangle in their lines. I've been here fishing all night up to this morning, and I'm doing the work, and they're coming along and just taking my, spot, trying to take my spot. No, we don't play that. Nobody does. Nobody here that's a regular will play that. You're just going to get have problems. I give everyone, and I clean the place up after I'm done. I give everyone as much respect. I wouldn't dare do any of that stuff that I'm talking to. I live it. Because I love this place, and that's really works. You stop pulling that crap, pulling up on people, and it's just problems. It's the world-class spot. It's as good as Montauk or anywhere down in Jersey coast, because it's the funnel. And there's nowhere else for these fish to go. They're like really filing through here, and they're the whole biomass. And it's when this place is on top water, when it's usually at low tide, either on sunrise or sunset, they call that a breaking tide. It's during the full moons or the new moons. That's when the breaking tides always occur. At low tide, there's so much less water in here, and the breaking fish, it can light up like that in 1 second. Just the whole thing, all top water, like people throwing Volkswagens off the bridge, and then they can be gone, But generally they last when they're after it, and that happens, and that's stunning. You'll dream about that all winter when you see that.
So how late in the year do you go?
Generally after the migration. You can go up till at least Thanksgiving. But I'm a member of 2 sportsmen's clubs, and I hunt too. So October 15th, everything starts opening up. I'm a bow hunter, and I rifle shotgun hunt for deer and all that. So my mind starts to drift in that direction. Like right now, I'm practicing bow hunting like I do every year at this time. So after this, it's a hell of a life, man. It's fun. It's so good.
That's good. I love it. I love have to upgrade my gear. I got fly gear.
You don't have to, but
well, I've got.
You don't need $1,000 reel.
No,
Just,
I got good reels. It's my pole. I usually go with like a 7-foot pole, so I probably need a little more length.
Here for the Canal, absolutely, at least for casting for that setup.
Yeah.
At least 11 foot.
Really?
Most guys go with 11.
Wow.
Because 12 and 13 is too wieldy.
Yeah, yeah.
And you want distance. And the rule of the Canal is absolutely 100%. No matter what side of the canal you fish on, the mainland or the Cape Cod side, the fish are going to be breaking over there. The side that you're not on.
Oh, yeah.
So you want distance. So 11 foot and at least, I go with at least 2 to 8 ounces in that weight range. I even like it heavier, 2 to 10 ounce. Because I'm bait fishing, well, that's my strategy. It's all strategy. That's strictly bottom fishing.
Yeah.
I can cast lures with that. By the way, that will cast farther than that.
Really?
Yeah. That's the world record distance casting is on a revolving spool, and that's a winch. If I catch anything over 50, I pray to God it's going to be on that rod. That'll handle anything up to giant tuna. That reel. That, because of the design of it, if you get a 50-pound fish, it'll start to torque. Not the Van Staal, but most cheaper spinning reels, they bend that way under severe pressure.
Yeah.
And that's friction that's going to screw with your line. So that's why the quality reels. You'll see Van Staals here, Stellas.
Yeah.
And the reason why they're there, they're not just showing off. Those are quality internal gear. But when you catch 50-pound fish in here with a 5-knot current, it's not going to bust up. You can go to Walmart and fish here with the $100 Walmart combo.
Yeah.
It'll work, but only for about 3 or 4 weeks. It's just, it is what it is. So the rod's 2 to 8 or 2 to 10, and you need that strength.
Yep.
And today's modern rods, they're light as a feather. I mean,
Yeah.
and they can handle that strength.
Yeah.
They're incredible. The lighter they are and the more powerful, the more money they are. You get into the Loomis and like fly fishing, those, they can be pricey,
It's crazy. Do you get the albies coming through here?
I do. I don't even care. You can't eat them.
No.
Yeah, they're flying through, but your chance of getting one, they're so fast. They're like 10 times faster than a school of mackerel. Once again, right place, right time.
Yeah,
you use little rain bait lures that look like mackerel jigs, and throw it through them, and you'll get them, and you'll get the thrill. It'll sizzle your freaking drag, but whatever. It's just like I don't even care about. I'll try to get them if they're cruising by, but they're so fast.
Exactly.
Every time, 100% of the time, you only got like about a 15-second window, unless you're in a boat.
Yeah.
Then you can follow them, and even at that, they sound, and.
I got one a couple of years ago off the beach, and it burned my reel, and I had I had a good reel. It wasn't a Stella, a step below the Stella. I swear, burned it out.
They are fast fish, but once or twice a year, if you're a surf fisherman, if you're the luckiest guy on earth, you'll get a shot at them from the surf.
Yeah.
I'm totally surf.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't even freaking care about you. I can't eat them. I'm a meat fisherman. And yeah, they're fun. They're the glamour fish. Everyone they publicize in all the magazines, which I buy. And they are a glamour fish, but in reality, nobody. I don't know. No one really. I don't think targets just albies and does well targeting them all the time.
I'm with you. I want a striper that I can take home and eat.
Yeah, and other fish. I love to eat all the other ones. You'll get everything here. Black sea bass, scup, tautog, blackfish.
That's a nice fish.
Yeah, all in here. Fluke, summer fluke. You'll get winter flounder in the spring and summer, early spring and late fall, and every fish that's out there, and they're just cutting through. Yep. I've seen sharks, every kind of shark, ocean pelagic, the ocean sunfish, size of a Volkswagen, breach, batouche. You go, what the hell? I was working like this, just working on my gear, and I just hear, and I turn around, what the hell? And there were 2 pilot whales,
oh my God,
literally 15 yards in front of me that had breached. Yeah. I got all kinds of film of it, and you see everything through here.
Yeah.
It's spectacular.
Yeah.
You bring a picnic lunch, or it's a great place. I come back, I'll recharge. I work 13 hours a day, 5, sometimes 6 days a week, and I come down here to get away from
Absolutely.
that. After you're done, you're recharged.
Yeah.
And you got supper.
Exactly. All right, well, good talking to you.
You go fly fishing?
What's that?
You go fly fishing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to try. I don't know. I'll go tomorrow morning.
Here?
I go on the bay.
Yeah.
On
Oh,
north
I
side
see.
in Dennis.
You got a boat?
No, well, I do have a boat, but I usually go from shore.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, you have to go to a concentrated place. A lot of guys do that off piers and jetties.
Yeah.
You know, if you're doing it from shore, you know.
I do from, I don't know if you know, like Knobscusset Beach.
Absolutely.
It's
yeah.
like, but
I know them all from up here.
It's
all I
like-
do all winter is Google Earth.
Exactly.
Go up and down the coast looking for estuaries and streams entering. And
But it's funny, there's not many fishermen down there where I go, and like people are like, and I usually go early in the morning, and people are like, "What do you do? Like, you catch anything here?" It's so funny.
yeah, well, if you have a really good spot, the answer is no.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm just trying. It's crappy here.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. All right, enjoy the day.
Good luck, man.
Talking to you. Take care.
So Fat Tony has changed his mind. This boat of his is full of color TVs. If you can sell them within a week, you'll be forgiven. But see, now this is kind of cool. Whenever these large vessels come through, they're built with an opening in the back there, and the tugboat fits right in there and pushes them through the canal. And one in every 50, I'd say, is skipper enough to do it by himself. You very rarely see one without a tugboat guiding them, and I'm sure they get a pretty penny for doing that. But yeah, see how it's built in there? There's a slot in the back there, and the tugboat pushes it for navigation. And the skippers come from all over the world, and they're just trying to cut through. And a lot of them don't know the canal enough, I guess, and the currents and the so forth and so on. So they hire the tugboats, and sometimes one goes in front and back, but this one here has only got one in the back. But like I say, one in every 50, you can tell they're probably local guys, local skippers, but they don't have any tugboats. Almost 100% of the time they have tugboats pushing them. Well, you know, it's only 500 feet wide, so that was today's tech tip.